Hey all, today is August 1st, and what a beautiful day it was to work in the yard. So I'm going to talk about tasks and things you would do in early August in the Northeast. Zones pretty much 4 through 6. I'm in zone 5. So I just want to show you, this is a handful of Swiss chard, Bright Lights Swiss chard. And these are like just the ones, the messed up ones. These are like ones my bird has been eating. Good. I'm gonna have that in my soup today. What harvest? Um. Okay, so mostly what I did, like if you are not planting seeds, which you can definitely plant seeds in August, but it's certain things like herbs, leafy greens, I think peas. I don't know. I'll get into that, but not in this video. Anyways, you can still plant seed, but I didn't do that today. What I did was I transplanted seeds. So little plants that I liked that are growing a bit too close together, or in an inconvenient place, I moved and I created something totally new. And it's always surprising when you first look at it and start getting into it. You underestimate how much plant material, how many plants there are you will get out of that overgrown area or whatever. So check it out. A snow shovel in August. Yes, a snow shovel in August. I'll show you why. This jewelweed, you can see the deer come along and eat the top right off them, but they still live and grow. It's just a pruning more effect of the jewelweed. And ordinarily, and up till now, it's had total free reign, grow wherever it wants to, total yard pass. But these ones are really taken away from the effect of my lilies. So I let them grow, and now we're gonna dig them up. And this one's right in the middle of my path. I'm gonna dig that up. Transplant. What you wanna do with your snow shovel, use that big shovel to cover the roots so the sun doesn't shine on them. Remember I told you guys you wanna make healthy soil for good worm habitat? You wanna make good worm habitat, and then that worms makes the good soil. Well, just look at these worms. You see them all? Look at them all. I don't know if these are like invasive worms, like them jumping worms or whatever, but they are beautiful and they certainly do the job. Vision is amazing. You always find way more than you think you will. Plus, look how clean and beautiful that looks now that it's all divided up. Or look at all these plants. To transplant. That's a lot of plants. And look, just look at this view. Look at the base on that thing. Whew, that's girthy. Just look how much cleaner the lilies in the path look now. Use the snow shovel to move a lot of vegetative material at a time. Could be leaves, dirt, weeds, plants, 6 branches. Snow shovel. Got the transplants all lined up next to the established jewelweed patch. So just going to keep everything in the same place so I can observe it and how it does in comparison with the established patch. Now, some things to talk about is there are 21 clumps. Some of them are big single plants like this one, and some of them are like a clump, an established clump like that one with a bunch of plants in it. Some of them are like, you know, maybe 3. I want to show you is their roots. You can see this one broke, and it was establishing new roots. See, they will establish new roots. See, here's an example. Higher up on the stem. There's the original root ball. Here's some more roots coming in off that node. Here's some more roots coming in off that node. Here's another one. Main root. More newer roots coming up off the stem. I'm going to bury them a bit deeper. Probably like up to there. They have 4 more roots. Here's a little more variety on the root situation. See, here's one that has roots and the original root ball. Here is a larger one where the root ball broke off. But you can see all the places it's growing these secondary roots up the stem. And this one has really no secondary roots and it's totally broken off. I'm gonna bury it and water it in anyway. I got them all planted out. I got the background weeds chopped in. You can see the existing jewel weed and the transplanted jewel weed. You can see it's getting kind of like weepy and kind of bending over instead of standing up straight. Like, what have you done? They get a little dramatic like that, but we'll see. We'll get them watered and over time see how they react to being transplanted. You see these are starting to perk up. I mean, I could make them perk up by basically pruning the top branches on the taller ones, but I'm just gonna see what happens, let them go. And it's interesting to note there seems to be naturally occurring color variations. Like this one has very purple nodes, and it's almost like a burgundy reddish branches. Like, and this one is very green. It's very green. There's another one, very green. This one's almost like a, almost gets like this, they get like this bluish hue. It's interesting. Here's another one with the pink nodes. Over in the established patch, I was experimenting with this. It's almost like a clover as a ground cover, but obviously it doesn't stay a ground cover and it starts to get competitive and doesn't look good. So I'll be removing all of this and just using like Swiss chard as the ground cover. All right, you can see where I took all the weeds out of the established jewel weed, and you can really tell it where the weeds were growing, it outcompeted the jewel weed. There's the experimental transplants. Just like a super close up. Some of these. Plants are going to be 6 feet tall, by the way. It's August. Plant something. Transplant something. Show your grow challenge.